So generally for your own VOD reviews, if you're doing your own VOD reviews, you don't have to go through the entire match because it's probably too heavy. It's very hard to remember all the points. This is why I recommend just looking at one or two simple things that you can improve on. Basically, the most important one will be your out usage. The second one will be if you're dying, how could you have prevented your own death? Like before a fight, could you have been in a better position? After the fight, could you have gone into a different position to be more effective in the next fight and so on? So these are things that you can try and take note generally to try and find points that you can improve on. Just do like 1 or 2 to 3 simple points and then play a next game and try to apply those pointers to see whether they are actually helping you in the next game. If they don't help you in the next game, just review them again and then just write up a new set of things you want to improve on, or the new set of things you can try, and then use it to try on the next game instead. In this video, I'll be doing another walkthrough of how to review your own gameplay to improve yourself to bring it into your next rank game and so on. This time I'll be looking through the perspective of a DPS player, Scary Drew. And this was to continue from the previous fight that our 3 teammates are down. So at this point, I'm looking at Scary Drew's perspective. The enemy team is caught in a graph and I'm using my left click to beam them down. Looks good. So in this case, should I be focusing on the Rhine or should I be focusing on the Mei? Because there are 2 targets in front of me. The Rhine has been nanoed, so he's pretty high health. The Mei has probably lower health, I guess, but the Mei has Ice Block. So both of them are pretty tanky, so doesn't seem that obvious to me who I should focus on. Okay, so let's maybe move to the next. Okay, I choose to set up turrets here. Did my turrets go down earlier? Is there a way which I could have set up the turrets earlier in this fight instead of waiting to hear the setup? So if I want to set up turrets, should I have set up here or should I have been doing my left click? Okay. So if I had set up turrets, I really wouldn't have done too much anyway, but actually it doesn't seem like I'm doing much with my left click against a Nano Rhine because of the damage resistance from Nano. Yeah, so I probably realized that, okay, there's nothing for me to focus on. Just set up my turrets. Oh, okay, and I die. Yeah, could I have avoided my death? Is there a way to avoid dying here? Looking at the kill feed, 3 of my teammates were down. Yeah, probably no way for me to avoid dying because my team was at a big disadvantage. Okay, nothing I could have improved upon here. Okay, so let's look at what I do after I respawn. Oh, okay, I switched to Reaper. Oh, was this switch necessary? Should I have stayed on Symmetra? If I stayed as Sim against the enemy comp, Reinhardt, Zarya, Soldier, Mei, Anna, and Lucio. I think as a Symmetra is not too bad, but there isn't a surprise factor where my teleporter can get a lot of value. So I decided to switch to Reaper here, maybe to do more damage. Okay, doesn't seem like a bad choice here, because I'm just trying to do more damage. Because earlier it seems like my Symmetra beams couldn't really get the damage done. Okay, let's slow it down to normal speed. So the enemy graphed? Okay, the enemy graphed. Okay, I'm trying to do damage to the front line. So this is where I want to look at my decision. Should I be staying here to do damage on the front line? What else could I have done? Could I have walked around the team and flanked them from here? But my other DPS is already here. So seems like staying in front of the enemy? Or should I have gone to high ground to flank their Ana or the soldier? But since I'm playing a Reaper, I seem to do more damage against tanks. So, I decided to focus on the tanks. Yeah, okay. Let's see how this turns out. Okay, my Reinhardt dies. I get shot upon by the soldier and I use Fate. Do I really need to use Fate there? Maybe, maybe not. So if I had kept that Fate, would it have helped the team? Probably not. So using that, not a big difference. Could I have done much more in that fight? Like, now that I look at it, let's go back a little bit. So let's go back to before where the fight started. So I'm staying again with my team here. I knew that if I came here and I tried to do damage to the Rhine, I didn't seem to do a lot. So would it have been better for me to take a flank on high ground? Maybe. If I flanked on high ground, and I took the lift, oh, it's pretty noisy. The soldier could probably have tried to focus down on me, but maybe I could have chased them down, perhaps. Because their Ana seems to be the problem here. So maybe I could have focused on the Ana. Okay. I'm not too sure whether this will improve my gameplay, but let's write it down here. Okay. So let's write it down. Things I can improve on as Reaper. So if enemies are on high ground, try flanking the high ground enemies. Okay, I'm not too sure whether that's a good decision or a bad decision, but well, maybe I can try it on the next ranked game and just see how it turns out. See whether I get a better result in my games. So we have one thing down. So let's just look for maybe another two or the third point where we can work on. Then we can just stop the review and then play another ranked game and just try the things out in my next ranked game and see whether it helps my game. Yep, so enemy team uses beat here, and we lose our main tank. I shoot at my teammate. Yeah, nothing much I can do, so I use teleport to escape. Okay, right. Yeah, really nothing much I can do here. So since this is the post-fight, what positioning could I have taken? Should I have stayed here to wait for my Rhine, or should I have gone to a flanking position to either flank the high ground or maybe flank the enemy from the back? Let's take a look at the position here. So the enemy is having a Mei, Rhine, Zarya, Lucio. If I'd gone behind them, wait, is it even possible to go behind them? Well, I could walk here, walk through the back, go behind them. Maybe I could have gone behind them. Okay, maybe I could have set up. So let's try in my next rank game. And sure. So after a fight has ended, take a flanking route to get into the back of the enemy team in the next fight. Okay, so maybe after a fight has ended, I could probably spend the time to set myself up, use teleporter and stuff, use teleport and stuff to maybe set up a backline. Maybe it could have been more effective. Don't know. Okay, let's try it out. Let's try it out on the next game. And the other thing I want is I don't know whether I'll get out here. So generally, when you're doing a VOD review, you want to review when you use ultimates because that is a big impact, and when you use your abilities, and what kind of routes you take, what kind of decisions you take as well. Okay, so maybe I just want to see how I use my ults here. So let's just fast forward. Okay, go against soldier. So when I get my ult. Nope, not yet. No ults. Okay, I die here. Did I just lose this map without using an ult? Oh, seem like it. Okay, feels bad. So maybe I can look at the... Oh, this is not the full map. Okay, I want to see when I get outs. Okay, so let's fast forward. Look at my out charge. Fast. Okay, that's really close. Okay, so I'm really close to outs here. Okay, so now with my out, let's see what I do with my out. Okay, so the same principles apply for pre-fight, mid-fight, and post-fight. So this is the post-fight of the last fight that just ended. So now we have our ultimate, which is 100% out charge, and I gotta think of my positioning. Since it's post-fight, it's before when the next fight starts. Is my positioning here good for me to use my ult? Could I have taken any other position to maybe have a bigger impact with my ultimate and help out my team more? In other words, getting more value with my ult. So let's see, I'm stationed here, and the enemy team, can they avoid my ult? Is there any way for me to be more effective? So I chose to stay with my tanks here. I get booped by the Rhine, and I get a bubble. They use a graph. I teleport out of it. Okay, so I decided to go back in to use my Death Blossom to try and protect my team. Oh, seems I got frozen by the blizzard. The enemy team uses beat and we lose. Okay, so could I have done it better? So let's look at before the fight starts. How could I have used my ultimate better? Could I have taken a different position? Like, could I have maybe hidden myself here and wait for the enemy to come through, and then I can a Death Blossom on their backline? Is there any high ground for me to hide myself? Probably not. Is there any way for me to teleport into their backline to use a Death Blossom? Yeah, maybe, but there's no line of sight here. Maybe if I wanted to teleport, maybe I could have stayed here, like in a flanking angle. But seems like maybe I could have hit myself. Maybe I could have teleported myself and hidden here, I guess. So if I hit here and the enemy team goes through, then I can sneak up. Maybe I can sneak up behind them to use a Death Blossom. Okay. Sure, that could be something I could try in the next game. So with Death Blossom, maybe I can try hiding and waiting for the enemy to run past before going behind them to use Blossom. Okay, so we have 3 points. So if enemies are on high ground, maybe I can try flanking the high ground enemies. After a fight has ended, maybe I could have taken the flanking route to get into the back of the enemy team to be before the start of the next fight. So if I have Death Blossom, maybe I can try hiding. Sorry if I spelled hiding wrong. I think I spelled it wrong, but anyway, you get my point. Maybe we can try hiding. I think it's single D, right? Yeah, single D. Sorry for that. So maybe I can try hiding, and I will wait for my enemy team to run past me before I go behind them to use Death Blossom. Okay, so I have 3 points. So I can queue up for my next rank game, and let's see if I could apply these 3 points into my next rank game. So generally for your own VOD reviews, if you're doing your own VOD reviews, you don't have to go through the entire match because it's probably too heavy. It's very hard to remember all the points. This is why I recommend just looking at one or two simple things that you can improve on. Basically, the most important one will be your out usage. The second one will be if you're dying, how could you have prevented your own death? Like before a fight, could you have been in a better position? After the fight, could you have gone into a different position to be more effective in the next fight and so on? So these are things that you can try and take note generally to try and find points that you can improve on. Just do like 1 or 2 to 3 simple points and then play a next game and try to apply those pointers to see whether they are actually helping you in the next game. If they don't help you in the next game, just review them again and then just write up a new set of things you want to improve on or the new set of things you can try and then use it to try on the next game instead.